Welcome back to the Annapolis Yacht Club Wednesday Night Race Report. I'm Dave Gandell from T2P TV, filling in tonight. Happy to be here. We haven't had racing in the last 2 weeks. First, there was a lay day for the holiday, followed by thunderstorms last week. We're back out here tonight, very hopeful. Pretty nice fleet assembling, and a decent northwesterly breeze in the wake of last night's cold front. We're going to head out here, have a look at the racing. Hope this breeze holds in. Thanks very much for joining us. And there's the first start of the evening. This northwesterly breeze was looking suspect just a few moments ago, but it's come in pretty nicely. We have about 6 to 8 knots as the far 30s, J105s and PHRF 0 class is off. And the next PHRF classes are underway. You know, this northwesterly breeze is really a little bit surprising. Just 15 minutes ago, it was slick calm out here, and now we've got a nice northwesterly filtering down the river. A little bit of wick to it. We'll see if this holds when we get out into the bay. We often see it compressed here by the two shores at the mouth of the river. This is the windiest spot, and as we move out into the bay where there's no land, the wind will really drop off. But at the moment, we're off and running in a very nice northwesterly breeze. We've made our way down the starting line a little bit towards the pin. There seems to be a pretty good bias towards the pin here, and the J105 class starting next is all ganged up down here. Now this is a pretty interesting game here. The helmsman obviously wants to be on the line at full speed. There's the gun, and the crew needs to be working hard to coordinate that spinnaker set just a few feet away. A couple folks did well. I really like Dove's start here a lot. As usual, the doghouse right on the line, spinnaker loaded up and scooting out. So with all that action down at the pin, there's one Contrarian. There usually is one in every crowd, and here we find 330 started down at the boat end on port, and it's a Contrarian exercise, completely opposite of everyone else, but we still got a little hourglass in the kite there. They're working hard to get it out. If you're going to make a big, bold move like that, you got to execute it, and they're working hard to follow through. We're still stationed on the starting line. Just watch the J70, J80 classes take off. And we've caught up with the Etchells class. Not surprisingly, everybody's right up on the line. That pin end still seems very much in favor. Almost everyone is down here at the pin end in the Etchells class, making their way out the river. Now, I was talking a moment ago about how strong this northwesterly seemed to be coming in. It's losing a little bit of strength here, so we're going to be keeping an eye on this. We've got a fairly long course set, and the wind seems to be dying a little bit. We're out at the mouth of the river now in the vicinity of Greenberry Point. We've caught up with the J30 class, who's been underway here for about 5 or 6 minutes. As usual, a very heated battle in this one design class. Valhalla, the Bartlemans, are holding a 4-point lead going into this race. Can they hold on here? Again, the wind seems to be dropping away a little bit, putting crew work at the premium. Continuing further out into the bay off Greenberry Point, staying with the J30s, we've got Pogo all popped out there in first place, and we've caught the first boat making their way back into the river. It's been a nice fast race as this northwesterly has held up. really impressive how this northwesterly breeze has hung in here. I didn't think it had nearly the wick that it does. Making their way back in after having turned in the middle of the bay. We've got a couple J35s here and a couple of FAR 30s dueling away. Crew hiked out. Looks like big jibs up, but fully pressed right now. Making their way back into the river in about a 12-knot northwesterly. So meanwhile, the balance of the fleet still picking their way out of the river. The J24 class, been a fixture here for a couple of decades, still looking good. Meanwhile, a constant in and out aboard the FAR 30s. In these puffs at the mouth of the river, crew all presses it down, mainsail trimmers on station, and then it lulls and they lean back in. And here come the Alberg 30s, Cal 25s, and various assorted classics making their way out of the river as well. Big smiles tonight. Nice breeze. Got these guys moving along. And rocking along here in this nice breeze is the J105 class. We've caught up with the class leaders here. It's Doghouse. We've watched them get a great start earlier tonight. Right on their heels, Indigo. And just outside of Greenberry Point, we've caught up with the two Woodwind schooners, looking really good out here in this breeze. Nice crowd on both boats. Looks like some match racing tonight. Just astern, currently in second place, the Woodwind 2. You guys look great tonight. Captain Jen back there at the helm, looking good, Captain Jen. Back inside the river at the Nun number 8 off the North Severn Station. We've caught up with the first J105s. And it looks like we had a nice race up front between Doghouse and Inigo, followed closely by Mirage. And here we have Wind River, boat number 498, sailed by Mark Ehlert, holding down 4th place. And just astern, A-Train and Bat 4 are going to have a nice challenge going into the harbor. Well overlapped. Making our way into the harbor, we're following the Etchells class. We've got a nice battle going on here between Ed Holt, Chris Brady, and Jonathan Forsberg. Good look here at Holt, who has not raced yet in this series and appears to be making his way out into first place coming into the creek. We'll keep an eye on this. So here's Holt's competition, Christopher Brady on 1238. Eyeing them up as they're making their way into the creek. Who's going to attack first? And as we thought, it's a bit of a chess match here between Brady and Holt. Brady tacks first. It's got to get around the SSA corner, and there goes Holt. This is going to be a fun one to watch. The breeze really gets light up in the harbor, but there's not a lot of passing lanes. This may be the only opportunity Brady has to get around Holt. So meanwhile, while we watch that little match race play out, 9:59 has come around the outside, retained their lead. So this is the Etchells that we watched go around the mark first, Jonathan Forsberg. So we've got a 3-horse race here coming in with Forsberg leading, Holt in second, and Brady in third. Jonathan Forsberg and the crew of Etchel's 959 did a very nice job holding off the charge of Holt and Brady, and have picked their way through the harbor here as the wind has died and are going to get the gun in the Etchel's class. They're also going to lock up the series victory for Series 2. So a very nice performance by these guys. And there's the horn, and they've locked up not just the night, but the series as well. Congratulations. We're back ashore at the Annapolis Yacht Club. After 2 weeks of no racing, the Annapolis Yacht Club Wednesday night race fleet came back in style tonight. Northwesterly breeze looked a little suspect at the beginning, held in there nicely. We fought a very nice Etchel's battle from start to finish, ended up seeing Jonathan Forsberg and crew take the line honors and take the series. Series 2 is now wrapped up. We're going to move into Series 3 next week. Hey, I'm Dave Gandell from T2P TV. Thanks for joining us tonight.